intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Sky's the limit, baby.
Boxingvoice.com.
We don't fight for rings and stuff like that. I don't fear anyone.
En este deporte no se viene a jugar y no le tengo miedo a nadie.
We don't come to play in this sport. I fear no one in this sport.
Does that mean that you will fight Triple G later this year?
Como lo dije en la pelea pasada, ahorita mismo me vuelvo a poner los guantes.
As I said in the last fight, right now I'll put on the gloves again.
¡Viva México!
Canelo wants to unify all the titles.
When did you realize, Andy, that you could take his power?
Because of the Mexican warrior that I am, I got that Mexican blood in me. So, talking about the Mexican style, I just proved it.
Boxingvoice.com.
Ain't no other sight in the game could see the boxing boys.
Good morning, TBV. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. We are back. Heavyweight division is booming. Andy Ruiz dropped a new episode, The Day in the Life of Andy Ruiz, on Dank City YouTube channel. And we got a lot of information. Not only that, but Whyte comes out, Instagram posts a Andy Ruiz video of him talking about his new episode and really gets at him. We'll give you all the details on his social media. I mean, look, that's the way of Whyte. When he wants something, he lets the world know he wants it, and especially the fighter that he wants to fight, he lets him know he wants it. So I think it's a great fight. I really want Andy to jump on this opportunity, but I can see him not taking the fight because of trainer changes and things like that. You know, you probably don't want to go into a Whyte fight with a new trainer without really having the opportunity to had a full training camp with your trainer, at least more than just one. You know, that's the kind of the running phrase in boxing. Like, you can't teach you anything new in just one camp, is what most trainers say. They would like to have more time with their guy. But Andy, man, so much information in that episode. So we'll see what you guys think is the right course of action for Andy Ruiz. Should he fight Whyte? He seems like a front runner in my opinion. Like, I get it. Eddie is saying that Pulev is Povetkin is the front runner, but they sent two offers to Andy. They offered to fight for Andy in America and the UK. So, I mean, he's got options, and that's what the title says. He knows he has options. He says there's a lot out there. Fury, Wilder, Whyte, Parker. I'll fight anybody. This is what we're talking about. If you're interested, you already know the number to call in, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 time. Voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. Don't forget, add Nestor Gibbs on Skype to be part of the conversation. We're going out to Indiana. Gross the Boss.
I speak it, believe it, receive it. Speak it, believe it, receive it. Speak it, believe it, receive it. I can't say it enough. I speak it, believe it.
Win the scam, 2 attempts, handed bands over. Sicko hit, shot and miss, 2 to stand over.
Turn up.
Breadwinner, huh? Look who in the building. Let me check my Instagram. I might be at 1 million.
And I'm in.
Boxingvoice.com.
Yo, what up? Good morning to everybody out there in the TBV universe. Back with another one. Andy Ruiz. I ain't watched Dank City, so I don't know what he said, what he did, but to me, it looked like he wanted to be a model and, doing his thing. So we'll see what's going on with Andy Ruiz this morning. What's going on, Ness?
What up? Good morning. Now, I'm with you. He definitely wants to be a model. In that episode, it was a photo shoot, and that were a lot of the pictures that he has already posted on his Instagram. They all took place in that episode. But what he reveals is, A, he's remodeling his house. It's going to be a 2-month job. B, he's already thinking about buying a new house. C, he bought 200 acres worth of land, and they're building 600 properties or 60 houses on 200 acres and a school in California. And he's going to relocate because it's a 4-hour drive to get where he went or where he's at and it took Dank City 4 hours to drive there. So he's trying to get closer to LA and Riverside. And when he said Riverside, I scratched my head. I said, holy shit, is he really going to Robert Garcia? Because if he wants to be closer, could it be Riverside? I mean, I'm not saying he's that rich that just because he's training with Robert, he's going to buy a new house in Riverside. So maybe the two have no connection at all. But I'm fishing. He still doesn't have a trainer. The reports are that he's going to meet with Teddy Atlas to see if they have chemistry. So that's not a definite. And because he doesn't have a trainer, I find it hard to believe that he's going to take the Whyte fight. But that's the fight that I want.
Yeah, man. Since you said all that, you know what I'm saying, 200 acres and 60 more properties and buying another house and things like that, it might be in his best interest to take the Whyte fight. You know what I'm saying? Seems like he's spending a lot of money, but I'm not gonna count nobody's pockets. I like the Whyte fight too. I think the Whyte fight is a entertaining fight, but if you're Andy, man, that's a high risk, you know what I'm saying, kind of fight. And if Andy loses again, like how many people? I mean, what kind of player will he be in the heavyweight division if he loses back to back? We've seen Parker have a tough road back.
I mean, look, as long as they can bring you back, there's no risk in taking this challenge. As long as you can get brought back, Chisora was given Sanad Gashi and David Price. You know, if you can find an equivalent for Andy, it doesn't matter if he loses the Whyte fight. He can bounce back. Look, he spent a lot of money. He's got a lifted G5 wagon, obviously his Porsche Panamera, a Ferrari, a Range Rover, a Phantom truck, and he still said he left his Charger and like regular cars in his other house. The Charger, the Hemi, the Escalade. I'm like, whoa. So he needs a fight, okay? Now, don't get me wrong, my man thinking outside the box, because everybody that thought he was out here, you know, wilding, 200 acres is 200 acres. 60 houses is 60 houses. We talking about California. Let's put them roughly at $450,000 per new development. Andy know what the fuck he doing. And let's just remind you and refresh your memory. Before he got rich, him and his dad already had a very successful construction company. Now, I don't know how successful it was when in this episode he mentions that he was living in an apartment and renting, and he felt very proud to be able to buy his children a house. So I don't know how successful the company was, but they say it was successful, and they're definitely going to be taking on a huge job in 200 acres and 60 new developments, plus allegedly either selling the land or some land to a school so they could put a school there. I don't know. You got to check the episode out yourself. But they are not playing with the money. It may look like that, but they are not. 200 acres is 200 acres. Anybody that knows anything about anything knows that real estate is always the best investment, let alone in California. You know what I mean? He's going to definitely make some big time money back if everything he said was true. I'm only taking it all face value because he said it on his episode Day in the Life. He looks heavier. When he was in the back of his truck doing the little segment, answering questions, the glasses look little on him. The hood, it ain't zipping. He's big. I don't know when they recorded this, but he got to get in that gym. He need a nutritionist. With this amount of money, that's what he should do. Hire a Memo Heredia, Alex Ariza, a Coach Larry Wade, a Han Dees. Give me an equivalent of those guys in your camp, and then hire a trainer as well. Get yourself someone to cook for you, because we seen episodes of Dank City in the past in the lead up to the AJ Ruiz 2 fight. And let's be easy. I mean, let's be real. Ruiz was eating outside of the boxer's diet. My man had hella takeout, mass styrofoam trays, and he was chomping down. So he's got the bread now. Hire a good trainer. You know, Jonathan Banks off firsthand may not seem like the right trainer, but he's obviously has a lot of heavyweight experience. He's trained with one of the best heavyweights in the world. Then he's trained alongside future heavyweight champions like Wilder, Fury, Joseph Parker, Anthony Joshua, Dillian Whyte. So he has experience with those trainers, and he's in the West Coast. But I think my biggest piece of advice would be to go away for camp. Kevin Cunningham down Florida, you know, Mark Ramsey out in Quebec or Montreal, you know, go train with Beterbiev and them. I think he got a heavyweight too. He got Oscar Rivas. Go out there. Get away from home. In that episode, Mike, he said, you know, I'm going to change things, you know. A lot of guys around me, you know, a lot of people want to be your friend. Like, bruh, how many people before you didn't say this? Like you really got to experience that to know that that's the thing. Like when you get money, everybody comes out the woodworks. How you let that be a distraction? Because that was one of the questions. You're like, yo, what are you going to do with the distractions this time? It's like, no, I'm not going to let people come around me. Like, come on, bruh. You dropping the ball, man. And I know I said that this fight will be there, and it will. It will. It will be there if he doesn't take the Whyte fight now. It will be there. But no better way to get right back at it than getting right back at it. You know what I'm saying? No better way. And big money, 7-figure payday, increased offer in America. They treating you the A-side, champ. Do it. Don't let us forget you. We still remember. And obviously people ain't that mad because they not remembering that you came in overweight and you ain't give it a good as effort as you did the first time. They just remembering that you're the first Mexican heavyweight champ, that you're a personable, likable person, and they want to see you back in the ring. But ain't nobody remembering that you shit the bed, so you need to jump on this opportunity for real.
I'm not sure I quite really want Andy to take the opportunity. It doesn't seem like he's been training. Like he might need a pre-camp before the actual camp starts. So maybe take a little time off, you know what I'm saying, get a fight under your belt and revisit the offer later on in the year. If you take the Dillian Whyte fight right now, I don't think he's ready for it.
I mean, look, we seen Povetkin get a draw with Hunter that we thought Hunter won. I think you thought Povetkin won. All I'm saying is that in this game, that one fight changes everything. He might not take this today, and it might not be there for another 2-3 fights. Will it be there? Absolutely. But it might be for another 2 or 3. It could be after a loss, you know, maybe Dillian suffers a loss. Like, why take some of that bread off it? Because there's no other big name that Dillian can fight, right? Like, look, they're talking about Povetkin. That's not going to increase his value. The Andy fight increases his value. No one cares about Povetkin, you know? Dillian Whyte don't care about Povetkin. He made that clear in an interview. So
no one knows him. Speaks no English.
I'm using that for everybody that don't speak English. Don't nobody know him and he speaks no English for Ortiz, Usyk, and Povetkin. That's just how I feel. I get what you're saying. As a boxing fan, you want to give Andy the best opportunity. But I told you already, man, it's like 11% taxes out there in Cali. He can't be playing. He got a full-blown mansion. He got like 10, 12 cars. He remodeling. Yo, get right back on it. Get right back on it is all I'm saying. You fell off the horse, get back on it. I don't recommend taking more time out. He didn't take no beating. He said that himself. He's like, man, he only cut me with that one shot. I was okay. I'm like, all right, get in the ring. That's how I see it, man. Honestly, I think it's a really good fight, and I think, you know, they treated him well by increasing the offer and giving him the opportunity to fight in America, man, on Dazn. Like, that shows that Dazn is interested in you. do you want to keep waiting and have that interest slowly start to fade is all I'm saying, because it could. What have you done for me lately? Oh, you lost to AJ. Oh, you got big. Oh, you didn't take a fight. Oh, and you're not training and you don't have a trainer. So that's what I'm saying. Don't let us forget. Don't let us criticize. Jump on this opportunity, and we're going to be behind you. Obviously, those that are behind you are going to be a little bit frightened. They're going to be worried. They're going to be nervous and anxious to see you on weigh-in night. Did you really put in the work? Could you stay focused? Did you find a trainer you could connect with? Those are the things that are going to be playing in the back of the Andy Ruiz fans. But at the end of the day, it's a huge fight, 7-figure payday. Who else could he get that from next? He gonna have to do a couple tune-ups to get a 7-figure payday on the PBC side.
I was going to ask you, does Al Heyman let him accept his offer? If you're advising Andy, do you let him accept the offer from Dylan Whyte and Eddie Hearn?
I mean, that doesn't make sense, and I'm glad you brought up Al Heyman so we could debunk the ridiculousness that the father is saying. Maybe the father thought it wouldn't spread. Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't want to show face when it came to the trainer. What the fuck is his name already? Manuel Robles. Maybe he couldn't. Maybe they were friends. Maybe he couldn't. Andy Ruiz Sr. couldn't tell him to his face or on the phone, look, we decided to go somewhere else. Maybe he thought, this won't get out the bag. Yo, Al Heyman said it. But Leonard Ellerbe comes out and says, no, I know Al Heyman and he would never get involved. Henry Ramirez, the trainer of Areola, another overweight Mexican heavyweight, signed to Al Heyman and says, I know Al Heyman and he never gets involved in the trainer situation. So I think they lying because they wanted to cut Manny, but they didn't have the cojones to say it themselves or say that it came from themselves. Or, maybe Andy's father was thinking for his son. Maybe his son didn't want to fuck with Manny. And his father went in there and said whatever he said, and it got repeated in the media. But, I'm going to believe Ellerbe. Absolutely, I'm going to believe Ellerbe on this. You can't, listen, I know Ellerbe's a promoter, and we just said yesterday you can't believe them. They all lie. But at the end of the day, some people know Al more than others. I've interviewed, dozens and dozens and dozens of Al Heyman fighters, and some of them can't talk to him. Some of them never talk to him. 99% of them never met him. So, yeah, I'm going to believe the dude that I know meets him, the dude that I know talks to him. Yeah. Look, Andy's father is a prideful man. I'm pretty sure if what he said was true, he's going to come back out and repeat it like, man, Al Heyman told me that. I don't give a fuck what Ellerbe say, what anybody's saying. They told me get rid of him. So we'll see. I personally, like I said yesterday, I never believed it. I do believe that if Heyman did, he's within his right. This is still an investment. I still kicked out almost $1 million to get you out your contract. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it wouldn't be a surprise. But based off Areola and Henry Ramirez, fighter trainer, Areola publicly on HBO talking about he eat pizza and hot dogs. And come on. How many times was it a running theme to promote Areola? Like, is he going to lose the weight? Oh, he has such an opportunity. They invested a lot in him, and Al never pulled the plug on Henry. Never. It took Areola to leave Henry, and then I think he went back to him anyway.
Yeah, I don't know what happened between that situation. You know what I'm saying? Manny got a story, and everybody else got a story too, so I ain't really going to get into it. But back to Andy, man. He has to get back in the gym and shows that he has that burning sensation, you know what I'm saying, to beat these guys, you know what I'm saying? Like that last fight left a bad taste in people's mouth, and like just seeing him since he got back, I haven't really seen him post any pics of him being in the gym or any video of him being in the gym. I could be wrong, but it just seems like maybe he's his focus
that's wrong. Remember, I told you like 3 days ago that his story was jam packed with sweaty Instagram workout videos, and that's when I thought I could say now. That's when I thought he was working with Memo Heredia. I seen an Instagram video that he posted on his IG story, and it looked so much like Memo Heredia that I went and contacted Memo because right away I got excited. If he could hire a strength and conditioning coach of that caliber, again, Larry Wade, Ariza, Memo Heredia, any of those big name dudes that are proven, that they got a proven track record, proven to get results, John Pascal at that age, that explosive, that's Memo, Coach Larry Wade made a 40-something-year-old Luis Ortiz look young again, you know what I mean? So look at Porter. He's a machine in the ring. Sometimes we need that. And I say we like I'm a fighter, but we talking about Andy.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a trainer, man. I think you got to look at Andy as being that person that, he's going to take it over the top. I know bringing in other trainers can be good, and bringing in guys with name can be good. But as the fighter, man, you gotta accept the challenge. You know what I'm saying? You got to make sure that you want it. And I just don't know if Andy really wants it or not. You know what I'm saying?
But Mike, first of all, those are not just trainers; those are strength coaches. Those are specific to a task. Like he would still,
but if you want to have motivation to get out and keep your belts, 4 belts, what kind of motivation are you going to have if a new trainer comes in? You just a revolving door. Like you got to look at yourself and.
Not really, bro, because that statement is like totally against second chances. We can't sit here and lost his titles. He's not a champion. He served his time. It's over. So I get you because I feel the same way. I don't know what Andy we gonna get, but to not give him the opportunity to prove that he can be different, I think is unfair.
Yeah, man, I just heard this story all over again. Remember when we interviewed Andy before he got the AJ fight? One of the things that I want to get in shape. I want to look like Anthony Joshua. I want to get my body, right. He been saying this shit, and it's like, this ain't nothing new. Ain't none of this shit new. Like, we been going down this road. Like, we been talking about him getting in the best shape. We been saying that since he got from Top Rank. Like, this ain't nothing new. Like, he gonna have to decide for himself to make that investment in his boxing career. And with some new added money, I don't know how motivated he's going to be to do that. Not saying that he won't. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, if he's not motivated before that, what's going to motivate him now?
Bruh, the loss. Losing it.
He lost to fucking Parker for a WBO belt.
Yeah, but he didn't get to the mountaintop. See, this is the difference between that and this. When he lost, then he was still broke. He was still broke. So it was just disappointment. I couldn't change my family's life. Now he won, changed his family's life. In the eyes of his son, he was a hero, Mike. You think because he got money and he taking pictures that he's happy. It's always family first for somebody. And if you ain't a god at home, it don't matter how many millions of followers you got hitting you in your DM. It don't matter. Your self-esteem is down. To his children, he was a god. He got to get himself back on that pedestal. Believe me, anybody that's been a champ wants to be a champ again, bruh. Like, I hear you. And not just you, in general. Like, people going to think he's got money, he's got businesses. He don't need the box. But he wouldn't be out here saying that he's going to box. He wouldn't be out here saying who's with me on this journey back to the belts. If it was like that, if he was done, he was done. If he was done, he'd be done. He'd be talking like he'd be done. I don't think he's done yet. I'm not giving up just yet. We gave Areola more chances and plenty of other fat people. Joan Guzman got way more chances than this. He missed weight on the scales. You know, he lost belts on the scales. Gervonta lost belts on the scale. We could go through the list of motherfuckers. Like, Andy ain't that bad. Yeah, the argument could be Ness. He's a heavyweight. He can't lose the belts on the scales. Hey, cool. But he ain't do it. That's all that matter. You know, he gets there. He lets his hands go, too. Fat or not, he trying.
So think that the April date is enough time for Andy to, if he was to take this Dillian Whyte fight, is enough time for him to get himself right?
Absolutely. I know people looking at him and they thinking no, but you kidding me? 3 months? Take the first month to drop the 20, at least 20. You know, take that first month to drop at least that 20, and then the other 2 months is technique. You know, but within that first 30 days, you doing your strength and conditioning. You hire your Remy Kachemi or one of these big name strength and conditioning dudes that got you on the fucking track, that got you doing agility work, things that he already does. Let's be real. I've seen plenty of Instagram clips of Andy loving ladder work and strength and conditioning work. He just needs someone to whip that into him every day. And sometimes it's okay if you don't eat good. If you getting it in the gym, no, I'm being real. Bruh, if you burning 1,000, 2,000 calories and you go and have yourself a 1,300 calorie meal from a fast food restaurant, no, the food isn't as nutritious. Is obviously the nutrition is different. It's bad for you, but you burnt that. So maybe he can maintain a fat weight of 250. 248, 266, you know, but 280 is left field. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. What weight was he when he fought Dimitrenko?
I mean, I could check, but I think it was 268.
I think it was like a little bit lighter than that. No, man, maybe a little bit lighter. I mean, whatever way he was when he fought Dimitrenko in the AJ first fight, I think that's what he should come back in. He looked pretty good at those weights, you know what I'm saying? Even though people wanted to make fun of his body, but that's how he's always been. So I just think that the lack of preparation for the second AJ fight was the main thing. And I just want Andy to prepare the proper way, you know what I'm saying? I think Andy could be a good fighter, could be a player in the division. I just think that sometimes his preparation is not consistent with world level boxing, world championship level boxing, you know what I'm saying? So if he can get that down pat, I think Andy got a good chance of fighting and beating Dillian Whyte.
For Dimitrenko, he was 262. Anthony Joshua, 268. Anthony Joshua rematch, 283 and a half. He was 255 for Joseph Parker. 252 for Kevin Johnson. You know, so he could get down low. He was 248 for Ray Austin, 248 for Rafael Zambano, 247 for Joel Godfrey. So he could get down. He got to get remotivated. He got to bite down, do what's right. He got to do what's right. He got all this going on. You need money. And look, let's just be real, man. Everybody doesn't get that cachet, you know. When Guerrero fought Floyd, he wasn't as popular as Andy. You know, when Canelo fought Floyd, he got the cachet. Not everybody gets it. Andy got it. Andy got it, man. I can't think of too many other heavyweights not named the top 3 that get these type of numbers, you know? I'm just being real. That one fight changed his life, and I hope he realizes that. I hope he gets to work.
Yeah, man, a lot of opportunities for Andy if he decides to get to work, you know what I'm saying? Not only a Dillian Whyte payday, but I'm sure there'll be a lot more paydays down the line, you know what I'm saying? And that Dillian Whyte can put him in perfect position to challenge for another world title, too. So a lot of things that Andy had to take into consideration when fighting Dillian Whyte, not only the money aspect, but the prospect of possibly facing Deontay Wilder if you get that mandatory or that interim belt off of Dillian Whyte.
But bro, that's the thing. Like, he need to get his shit together. Because he can look at it like this, and you got to have a plan. You got to think a few steps ahead. It's like, oh, they just sent me this offer to fight him. It's going to be in America, big money. All I got to do is spank this dude, and I get Wilder Fury. That's it. I'm mandatory. That's all I got to do is win. This is part of the plan. Not only do you win and get Wilder Fury, but you get it as a mandatory with no rematch clause. None of that he the A-side twice shit. You get to take the belt you told Mauricio you want, and you get to go on back to Mexico with it because there's no rematch clause if you become the mandatory. So, bro, God couldn't have put a better path before him. He just got to take it. He got to be willing. And it's like you said, he got to be willing to do the work. And that work cannot be done if he doesn't hire a professional strength and conditioning coach. Seriously, man. Yo, and you know what? These strength and conditioning coaches need to be a little bit more ambitious. They need to start DMing these fighters. Listen, I think I can help you. I really think I can help you. For real, because opportunity is there, man. Closed mouth don't get fed. I was talking to Coach Larry Wade the other day. He was like, yo, you right. I'm going to holler at Coach Barry because I think that Dazn Cruz needs them. You know? But that being said, motherfucker, Larry, Andy needs your ass. At least you in Vegas. You know, maybe you willing to drive to Cali 2-3 times a week just for the Andy Ruiz check. I don't know. Maybe you want Andy to come to you in Vegas. Maybe you want him to leave his family and separate himself from all the trials and tribulations, the stuff that holds you back. You know?
Yeah, I know what you're saying, man. Coach is a good coach is good to find, but I'm just of the mindset that maybe CYP when he called in can agree to this or disagree. It all starts with the athlete, man. The athlete ain't motivated. You can have goddamn me Emmanuel Stewart in your corner, man. They ain't gonna mean shit. You know what I'm saying? The athlete has to be motivated for greatness. You know what I'm saying? You can't keep.
Yeah, but Mike, where are you getting that he's not motivated from? Like, where?
I'm seeing it over and over again. Big fights come up short.
But Mike, he's with world-class trainers, and no one has ever said Andy doesn't work in the gym. It's the exact opposite.
I'm not saying anything about him working in the gym. I'm saying about the way he looks when it comes into fights, and he keep on talking about losing weight from 2 years ago or a year ago. And it's still the same thing. You have to be motivated to do that yourself. A trainer can't motivate you to do that.
Okay, but Mike, you understand that losing weight for like bodybuilding and losing weight for boxing is two different things, right? Like,
you said anything about bodybuilding?
Well, because you keep saying the way he looks, you like, he did it to us before. What are you talking about?
He said it himself, Ness, on the interview that we did.
Exactly. You're still talking about looks. You're still talking about looks. You said he said it himself. I want to look like a heavyweight. I want to look like Anthony. You're still talking about looks. Professional trainers, Abel Sanchez, Manuel Robles, Freddie Roach. That's 3 world-renowned trainers, okay, brother? They've all said he's a dog in the gym. They've all said he leaves it all in the gym. Do you not get that? He ain't got a workout problem.
All in the gym if you ain't showing up to that motherfucker, Ness. Talking about, bro.
Bro, this the first time.
When I get there, you're gonna leave all in the gym.
I'm not. Listen, it's obvious that you're unconvincible on this subject. It's all good. The proof is in the pudding. He's been with 3 world-class trainers, and he shows up. This is the first time, and you got to understand that the huge difference in now and every other training camp is the astronomical amount of money, the change in money. It's the change in money. You know what I'm saying? So it's different. It's different. Yeah, he didn't show up this time. I get it. It's different. He had a bunch of money, but the other trainers they definitely said he showed up. They definitely said he was a dog. People in the boxing industry that sparred him talk about him, you know, how good he is and how good he works. So I think, you know, just finding that remotivation and dialing it back in with a good strength and conditioning coach, like even a guy like Porter, right? Sean Porter's dad, Ken, would be good for him because he's a yeller. You know, he's on that militant shit. He'll stop the session in the middle of it and be like, yo, that ain't what I want you to do. You know, and maybe Andy needs that. But I don't think it's in the gym. I don't think it's because there's no rumors of it being in the gym. I think it's when he go home. It's when you go home. If you eating after 10, you know what I'm saying, and you ain't waking up early, you know, if you got bad sleeping habits and you eating late and you eating the way that we seen him eat on those other Dank City episodes, hell yeah, bro. You're going to gain that weight. You know what I mean? I think it's when he goes home. His wife gotta control him a little bit more when he gets home, but that's why I recommend him leaving home. Coach Cunningham in Florida has a chef. He has the house. They feed you, you know. Some guys need that. Not everybody is self-motivated, bro. Everybody ain't you. Everybody, you know, they not as disciplined as everyone else. You know, other people need, you know, little help along the way. And he got the money to get the help.
That just goes back to my point of preparation. Preparation don't only mean in the gym. It means everything that goes into being a fighter. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't putting yourself in the best position to be successful, then you're failing to prepare.
So what is it with you? You cut him off. Like, when are you gonna give Andy a break?
I ain't never cut him in. What you talking about?
So you like what? He's a bum. I don't get, like, I'm
not
understanding the energy.
You asked me when I cut him in. I never cut him off. Like I never was oh yeah, he beat AJ. I wasn't never committed. Like, you heard me time and time again on this show. I was going to AJ in the rematch from the jump. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so Andy, what? You don't want him to fight no more? I'm just not understanding your energy. Like, because he's offered a fight. You saying don't take that fight. So I'm like, yo, but he could take that fight and just hire some trainers. You like, no, he got to go check himself. So, okay, what's your plan for him?
My plan for Andy?
Yeah.
To get back in the best shape. And if he wants to Dillian Whyte fight, he has to know that he has to go in there and be 100% dedicated. That's my only concern about Andy. Like, his dedication, his preparation to the sport. I'm not telling Andy to quit or don't fight Dillian Whyte or don't do anything like that. But he must know, if he loses this fight, a lot of people are going to be off the Andy hype train, be off Andy, period. Like, you got to make sure that this is the fight that you want and a fight that you are going to go in there and win. Because back-to-back losses and the same excuses might come out. I'm not saying that they will. Just saying if they do, then we're going to look at Andy like, man, fool me once, shame on you. You done fooled us like 4 times.
I hear you. Again, I'm just asking, what do you want him to do? Because yesterday, you know, you didn't want him to take the Dillian Whyte fight. Today, you still don't want him to take the Dillian Whyte fight. I'm just asking, what should he do next?
Fight Dillian Whyte.
You know, you said today that you didn't want him to take the fight.
If he's not going to be prepared for the fight. If he's not going to prepare, he don't need to take the fight. If he's going to go in there and half-ass, he don't need to take the fight. If he can get to a point where he's like, hey, man, I'm really, really motivated for this fight, then take the fight. Yesterday, I said the exact same thing, that revised offer. He should possibly, you know what I'm saying, look at it, since it's going to be in America now.
But, Mike, we've been saying the same thing. I said take the fight, hire strength and conditioning coach. You said no. Now I'm so shocked. I don't understand, like, anything that just took place. If we're saying the same thing, we want the same fight, and the only difference in our argument is that I'm adding named strength and conditioning coaches. Why have we been going back and forth, bruh? Don't make no sense.
Bruh, the point of my whole argument was, if he's going to be prepared, if he's going to go out there and do the same thing, don't do it. If you know you're not going to be ready for the fight, don't do it. But if you feel like you are, then take it.
All righty then. I don't know. I'm just a bit lost. We're saying the same thing. But yeah, man, I guess those are my final thoughts. I do want him to take the fight. I don't think you turn down a revised 7-figure offer in your home country as the A side with the possibility of with the win, you become the mandatory at the champion, and you don't have to do a rematch the way that Andy did the first time versus AJ. This is an opportunity from God that he needs to jump on. Anything that he needs to correct, he has enough money now. He has less stress now. So he has enough money to correct. He can hire the right team and get it going. Nutritionist, strength and conditioning coach, and trainer. I haven't even mentioned Victor Conti. Throw Victor Conti, Mike Basil as a team from snacking there, send him to that Bay Area, get him away from his family, and he still needs a coach, though, out there.
Yeah, man. Let's just see how it plays out, man. And you got some things to get back right, a trainer to find. So let's see how it plays out and see if he takes this fight.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
CYP, talk to me. CYP. All right. J-Mac, talk to me.
Total disrespect. Kid has no class, no style at all.
I'm a gorilla, I'm a dog. I'm a dog, I'm a gorilla.
The smartest thing you can do is to stay away from terrorists.
He can't be the boogeyman if I'm chasing him. You want to bet on?
You bet 100,000 on that.
Let's bet $1 million.
Easy. Let's bet $1 million.
Yeah, hey, yo, good morning.
What up,
yo.
Good morning, good morning.
Hey, the topic of discussion is Andrew Ruiz.
To be the factor.
I don't know about his training and what who was it or the reason why. Like you said, I do agree, Ness. When he said they probably didn't have the nuts to tell it to himself. But I hope Andrew Ruiz find himself and don't let that money like take him out of the sport or lose his hunger. I definitely would love to see him put them hands on Dylan Whyte, because I think Andrew Ruiz are a few notches ahead of Whyte. So I'm looking forward to his comeback, see what he do. I still think he got a name after after that demolish of Anthony Joshua. So I like to see the dude carry on in the sport. That's my call.
All right, well, thanks for calling in, J-Mac.
Mr. PBC, baby. Boxingvoice.com.
I'm the flyest. Canelo talking about he believe he can win. Go to my kitchen. Get the sharpest knife and cut the bullshit out. I don't care what you do good. I do every fucking thing great.
Mr. PBC, baby.
What up, Don? Good morning.
Yo. Good morning, Ness and Mike. What's good? Shout out to TBV for always being think that nobody's ever going to come back in life. And I still am voting for Andrew Ruiz, and I would like to see the Dylan Whyte fight, but I would love to see Luis Ortiz fight, and I would love to see Arreola fight. I mean, I think that's stupid, but I mean, I like to see a Mexican heavyweight showdown. I like to see a Cuban and Mexican heavyweight showdown. And I think Andrew Ruiz still got it in him. He just needs to, like the Ness says, get a new strength and conditioning coach. And that's 100%. That's my call.
All right, Mr. PBC, thank you for calling in. We're going to Detroit's own.
Motherfuck murder, mayhem, last words of the stainless. Told you I would kill you, squeeze after I aim it. If you're talking money, then you're speaking my language. Or shut the fuck up in grown folks' conversation.
Yo, TBV was good.
What up?
What up, Mike?
What up, man? Trying to open up this goddamn Swisher pack. My bad.
Hey, man, I just did the same thing. I'm rolling up right now, man. Went to work 4:30 this morning, put up the truck, man. You know what I'm saying? Did my numbers and shit. Not, you know what I'm saying? Jumped in my car just in time for TBV. You know what I'm saying? Right on with it. I gotta agree with Mike though, man. Andy Ruiz gotta show us that he's serious. Like I like to see the fight, but if we just gonna get the same treat that we got in the AJ Ruiz 2 fight, then you know what I'm saying, we right back where we started. You know what I'm saying? And, you know what I'm saying? Fool me once. You know what I'm saying? So that, you know, don't expect for me to just be as gullible the second time. I need that proof. You know, show me. I ain't seen the videos of him in the gym. You know what I'm saying? I have to go check that out on his Instagram page, but you know, you gotta make me believe. You know what I'm saying? But I like to see the fight. I hope that it does happen. You know what I'm saying? And I hope Ruiz look better than he did in that second AJ fight. That's all I got for now, man. I got to finish rolling.
Yo, I want y'all to tell me how he's supposed to prove it to y'all when he fooled us. He was out here saying he was gonna come in lighter, and he was showing that he was training, and he still came in heavier. He fooled us all. So like, there's no way he can show you. You either riding with him or you not, or you wait until fight night. That's it. Because there's no way he can show you unless he lets you into the camp. There's no way you gonna know.
I got Dylan Whyte winning this fight, man.
That's good because it's like, yo, as long as he could show us, I want him to take this fight. It's like, bruh, taking the fight is showing us enough, right? But then everything, once he signs for the fight or accepts the fight, everyone's is gonna switch from showing us to, oh, he's just picking up a paycheck. He's just picking up a paycheck. So like, y'all don't believe in him because there's no way for him to show you until he shows up in that ring on that night. So I don't know. But what do we got here? Looking like Ringer in New Mexico. Rel, what up? Rel, you gotta unmute your Skype. If you're on the computer, just roll your cursor over it. If you're on the phone, there you go.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
All right. I was gonna say I seen an article on Al Heyman telling Andy Ruiz that's the reason why he lost his trainer because Al Heyman told him to. Is that true?
That is what Andy Ruiz's father is saying, that Al Heyman told them to get rid of Manny, but Leonard Ellerbe and others are coming out and saying that they don't believe that because they know Al, and Al never gets involved in the trainer. Henry Ramirez is the trainer of Chris Arreola, who is another fat Mexican heavyweight that Al Heyman advises, and he says Al never got involved in me and Arreola stuff, that he doesn't believe. It's on social media now. So is Leonard Ellerbe.
Okay, well, with that being said, I just think it's Andy Ruiz's decision to move forward with something new, seeing how he didn't get the job done last time. But I think that him and Dillian Whyte is a good fight, but I also feel like he should fight it's like somebody in a top contender at the WBO, like that dude you had on the other day, Jordan Fa or Boz.
Junior Fa.
Yeah, I think that'll be a good, just to see where Andy.
I hear that, but that's like tune up and for Fa step up. You leaving $7 million. I mean, it's not $7 million. A seven-figure deal on the table to fight Junior Fa. They bringing you to America to fight, and they gonna listen. It's a hometown fight for Andy. They're not gonna bring Andy, Dillian Whyte in America and put it in New York. They gonna put that shit in L.A. Dillian Whyte ain't nobody. They might put it in New York because it's easier for the UK dudes to get to New York, right? But it's also cheap for them to get to Vegas, I think. So they could go to Vegas and Andy could have the whole West go see him fight Dillian over there. I don't think it's a Vegas fight. I say do it in the Staples Center somewhere in LA, you know, somewhere in LA, California, or New York. Maybe Texas. What do you think, Mike? Because they obviously offered him the fight in America. Where do you think DAZN wants it? Not Andy. Where do you think DAZN thinks they get the best?
Maybe
Residual.
LA, Vegas. I think those two destinations might be the best. Andy's from LA. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure he'll have a lot of people come out support him. Put it at the Staples Center right there in the heart. You know what I'm saying? I think he does very, very good. You know what I'm saying? Maybe even look at some other venues around that area. But I definitely think if they want Andy to fight in the States, it'll definitely be in LA. I know Texas could be an option, but I don't know. I don't know if Andy's fan base in Texas is like that of Mikey Garcia or somebody like that. So I say LA for the Dillian Whyte fight. I think the zone.
Last I checked, Mikey ain't got 2 million followers.
That's true. That's true. But Mikey been doing it for a little bit longer too, and his fan base done been built over some years, not just from the previous year. But that's a good point. Mikey ain't got the number of followers Andy got, but I wonder is Andy offer more than Mikey Garcia offered to fight Dillian Whyte, and that'd be something that we could be intrigued to see. If Mikey got 7 million or however much he got, because his brother said he got a little bit more than that, is Andy offer as big as Mikey's?
All right, Mike, I'm back with the big guy, Callum Johnson. Best known for his fight for us Americans with Arthur Beterbiev and putting Arthur Beterbiev down on the canvas. UK fighter. Definitely contender. Callum, how are you? Thank you first and foremost for coming on the program, talking a little boxing with the Boxing Voice here in the States, and Happy New Year.
And you, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Hey, what's going on, Mr. Johnson? My first experience with you was, I believe, when you fought Frank Buglioni, and kind of shocked me, man. I didn't know Frank was gonna get beat like that, man. You really showed a lot that fight. What's the plans for you in 2020? I know Eddie said something about possibly making a Buatsi and you fight. So how do you see that fight going if that fight was to get made?
He spoke about, seeing Eddie speak about that. He's talking about making that fight for the back end of this year. I mean, listen, Buatsi's a great fighter. Obviously he's done everything right so far, and I believe on my day I can beat anybody in the world. So Buatsi's no different to that. I believe on my day I can beat Buatsi. As I say, I believe I can beat anybody in the world on my day. So I'm not worried. I'm not worried at all about Buatsi. And again, I'm not really worried about anybody, to be honest.
Real quick, Mr. Johnson, are you by chance on speakerphone?
I am, yeah. 1 minute. Is that better?
That is 100% better. Thank you so much. We really do appreciate it. I want to ask you: do you think the Buatsi fight is kind of a step back for you, seeing as you challenged for a world title already, and you probably want to get back to that point?
Yeah, I mean, if the Buatsi fight was to happen now, because I've already fought at world level. I've proved myself to be a worthy contender at world level, and Buatsi's yet to do that. So if I fought Buatsi now, yeah, I'd see it as a step back. But in 8 months, 9 months, 10 months time, we don't know what's going to happen. A lot of things change in boxing, especially in 9 or 10 months. So we don't know where we're both going to be. We're both going to be come from the back end of this year. So until it happens, we don't really know what's going to be happening.
Callum, Nestor Gibbs here. We have some questions from the people. First one coming from California, CYP, that wants to know if Anthony Joshua is a legend.
Say that again, sorry.
Do you feel Anthony Joshua is a legend right now?
Yeah, I do, because, he's arguably the biggest star in boxing. You've got him, you've got Canelo. They're the two biggest stars in boxing. what Anthony Joshua's done over in the UK, especially. Yeah, he's a legend. He's going to be go down as a British boxing legend. So yeah, I believe he is. Yeah.
All right.
Looking back onto that Better Be fight, I just want you to know, what I'm saying, that I picked you in that fight and I put money on you. I'm not mad, you know what I'm saying? Hey, it is what it is. You came up a little bit short. But do you ever think, like, man, if I would have just jumped on him, man, I had him.
Yeah, I do all the time. But it's all like ifs and buts and wouldas and shouldas and couldas. But I feel as though the first round knockdown from Better Be, I feel like the punch was, I wouldn't say an illegal punch because, but it was very, very unlucky on my behalf. The ref shouted stop. I thought I was safe, and I obviously got hit from the side. I didn't see the punch. I wasn't looking, and I think that affected me mentally. Maybe my thought pattern wasn't the same, and maybe I was wary of that, and I think that probably changed the course of maybe the way I was going about things. But then at the same time, I did get him in the second, and I never sort of jumped on it. But maybe if that first round shot had never have happened, maybe I would have jumped on it. I don't know. Again, the facts are, I come up short, and that's all there is to it, really.
All right, we got another one from Steve in Chicago that says, I think you just answered this, maybe Mike asked, but what are your goals for 2020?
My goals, just to, obviously, I think I'm due to fight for the European title back end of March. Hopefully win that fight, and my goal is to get a shot again at the world title, whether it be against Medvedev again, whether it be against Bivol, even super middleweight. I mean, obviously I have said in the past that I would happily move down to super middleweight if the right opportunity came. But my goal is to get back in the world title mix and get another crack at the world title against whoever it may be.
Whoa, you can make 168?
I think I could make 168. Yeah, if the right opportunity came and it made sense to do that, I think I could make it. Yeah.
Now let's dive into that right quick. Now, 168, the right opportunity. Does that mean a title shot, or does that mean a fight before a title shot, just to see how you acclimate to 168? Did we lose? All right, damn. Because if he makes 168, man, it's some. I don't know why he's not talking to Eddie like, bro, I can make 168. You got Callum Smith, you got Billy Joe Saunders, you got Daniel Jacobs. I already fought in America. I mean, there's a lot of opportunities at 168, and the guy is a big time puncher at 175. So that'll be very interesting to see him at 168.
Callum, you there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, we lost you again. Can you just repeat that?
Sorry. Yeah, no, I'm saying like 175 is obviously where I'm at, and that's where all my opportunities are probably going to come at 175 because I'm known as a 175 fighter. I'm just saying if something did come up at 168, it's something that I would be very interested in looking at.
Why not go to Eddie and be like, hey, you got Callum Smith? Callum Smith, he needs a big fight. Put the two Callums in the ring together.
Yeah, no, that's the only fight I wouldn't be having because me and Callum were very good friends and we train together. We spar together all the time, and we're on the same team. So that's the only fight really that I wouldn't be looking at.
So Billy Joe.
Yeah, Billy Joe. If that fight was available, I'd be interested in that as well. Again, I'm at the stage now where 168 or 175, whatever makes sense for my career and moving forward to world titles and earning big money because that's what we're in the game for. We're in the game for titles and we're in the game for money, and that's what I'm after now.
All right, we got another one from Stainless in Detroit, who says, who's your most sought after fight in 2020?
It's an hard question because obviously everybody wants a Canelo fight. I would love to fight Canelo because obviously that brings the most money. Everybody would love that fight, but I know I'm not in the position to get that fight, so it's not something I even think about. But the most sought after fight is anybody with a world title. Anybody with a world title, I'd like a crack at because I believe I'm damn good enough to beat any of the world champions. So that's what I want to do.
What did you make of Anthony Yarde's fight against Sergey Kovalev?
I thought it was okay. I mean, if I'm totally honest, I personally believe Kovalev isn't the fighter he was. I feel that the Kovalev of 2 or 3 years ago was far better than the Kovalev of today. And I thought he handled Yard quite comfortably. Apart from the one round when Yard had a good round, I thought he handled it quite comfortably. But I don't think that was a great Kovalev either, I'll be honest.
Well, is that a fight that you still, you know what I'm saying, kind of want? I know Eddie was making offers on your behalf maybe a year and a half ago for that Yard fight. Is that a fight you still kind of want to get on the books?
Yeah, again, of course. I mean, if that fight can be made and it makes sense, it's all about where we are and what it means. I mean, would I want to fight Anthony Yard for no title and little money? What would be the point? Would I fight Anthony Yard for a lot of money and a big title? Then yeah, of course. Would I fight him just on the undercard of a show for little money? Then no. It needs to be right for my career now because at the end of the day as well, I'm not a young lad anymore. I'm 34 years old, and I've got 2 or 3 years left in the game, and I need to make the right moves now and make it work for me.
But looking at the Buatsi fight, is that big money? Because that's a risk too. But it's not like Buatsi's like a mega superstar either.
No, like I say again, in 9-10 months' time, things can change. Things can change in 9-10 months' time. I might have a world title by then, or Buatsi might get a shot and have one by then. Like I said, right now the fight with me and Buatsi doesn't make a great amount of sense for either one of us. In 10 months' time, it might make a lot of sense.
All right, I got another one from Dual Ingram that says, have you ever at any point in your career been advised by someone close to you not to take a certain fight? Not because you're scared, but they felt you weren't ready. The reason I ask is because your contemporary Anthony Yarde likely had the opportunity to delay his title shot for $1 million. If he would have had better advice from his trainer, he likely would be undefeated and a millionaire. Your thoughts?
I don't quite understand that because I believe he got big money for the fight anyway. I mean, like you say, I think sometimes when an opportunity comes to you, a world title opportunity, it's an opportunity that you've got to go for because at the end of the day, you miss 100% of the opportunities you don't take. And, it's the same thing when I got the opportunity to fight Beterbiev. Nobody gave me a cat and mouse chance of winning. And obviously there was proved right because I never won. But at the end of the day, it was an opportunity I couldn't turn down because it was an opportunity to fight for the world title and an opportunity to win the world title. And if I had have won, it would have changed my life. So, I think when these opportunities come, you have to take them. Sometimes you win them, sometimes you don't.
Callum, have you heard anything of a possible Kovalev fight? Because we know that the deal with Dazn was that if he lost, he would get 2 return fights on Dazn. Has Eddie maybe offered you that? Have you spoken of anything about maybe being Kovalev a return fight?
No, I've heard nothing about that. I've had no offers or anything about that. But again, that's a fight I'd be very interested in because Kovalev's a massive, massive name. And again, if that fight would come about, I'd be more than up for that because I believe Kovalev's. I mean, I don't want to be disrespectful and say he's finished, but I believe he's not the fighter he once was, and I believe I could win that fight quite comfortably now, and that'd be a fight I'd be very interested in. But no, nothing's been mentioned. As I say, I'm mandatory. I've been made mandatory for the European title, and I think that's looking like where I'm.
Looks like we lost him. Hold on.
Yeah, man. Kovalev fight. Yeah, I think he beats Kovalev right now. Like you said, comfortably. You know, so he's a big puncher, has power, man. I'm telling you, man. The reason I thought he would do good against Better Beef because we all know Better Beef's kind of chinny, you know what I'm saying, being dropped, and I just know Caleb Johnson could really pop. But hey, man, came up a little bit short. I want to know. Since she's fighting for the European title.
All right, Colin, we got you. We got you, Colin. You hear us?
Yeah.
All right. Sorry about that. You were in the middle of telling us why you want Kovalev.
Yeah, no, what I was saying is if the Kovalev fight got offered to me, that's a fight that I would jump at because, as I say, he's a massive name. He's been the best in the world at one point. He's been one of the biggest names in boxing at one point, and I still feel he is a massive name. But I feel he's not the fighter he once was, and I feel he's ready to be beat. He's obviously been beat against Canelo, and I feel like he's going to get beat again. So that's obviously a fight I would be more than up for.
All right.
What's your targeted date for that EBU mandatory title?
I believe it's sometime in March. Just waiting for an official announcement, confirmation on the date. I still don't know the official date yet, but it's looking like it's going to be back end of March.
How far ahead of time do you begin your training camp? Do you go 8 weeks out, 9 weeks out, 10 weeks out?
Yeah, I'm in camp. I'm in camp now. I'm always obviously I got injured halfway through last year, so I had a few months off. But I've been in steady training all for the last three months really. But I've started up in the training now, and I'm in camp now, really getting ready for whatever comes in March.
What was your reaction to Callum Smith? Callum Smith fight against John Ryder? A lot of people thought that it could have went the other way. A lot of people thought that it should have went the other way.
Yeah, a lot of people did, but I think a lot of people was, I think they thought because John Ryder did better than maybe people expected, they think that. But I mean, I was there live and I had Callum winning the fight. I thought Callum won the first half of the fight very comfortable. I think the second half was a close, tough fight. The second half of the fight, but I think a lot of people sort of forget about the first 6 rounds because the second 6 rounds was so competitive and so tough. I thought he won the first 6 rounds quite easily, to be honest.
All right, Colin, we got another one coming from Seattle, Washington. The Dominic, who asks, "What's your top 5 music artists to this day?"
My top 5 music artists.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know, man. There's actually a guy from America called Joe Nestor. He lives in Florida. He's from, I think is it Delaware? He's from Delaware, but he lives in Florida. He's one of my favourite music artists, Joe Nestor. Look him up. He's not a massive name yet, but he's gonna be. I think he's gonna be. I don't know. I like all kinds of music. I like all kinds of artists. I can't really pinpoint a top 5, but I like a bit of everything.
What's in your playlist when you go for your miles?
It's anything from rap, Eminem, Dr. Dre, to boy bands like Westlife and Blue. I don't know if you ever heard of Westlife or Blue, but I go from that to Kenny Rogers. I like a bit of country, bit of everything. I like a little bit of gospel music. I like R. Kelly. and I have a weird playlist. It goes from rock to R&B to soul to rap to country. It's a bit mixed up.
And do you believe in miles? Like, do you run? And how many would you say per session?
Yeah, we run. I mix it up a bit. I do my sprint stuff. I do long distance running. I do sprint running. I do a lot of cycling, swimming. I try and mix it up, keep it fresh, keep it mixed up, so I don't get bored of doing the same thing all the time. But yeah, I cover everything. I try and cover everything.
Callum, when we see you fight, you know what I'm saying, we all pretty much say that like one of your biggest strengths is your power, you know what I'm saying? What would you say is one of the things that you have to work on the most to get it up there with your power?
I think something I have to work on and try and not rely on my power so much, I suppose, because obviously I know I can punch, and I've got a lot of power, so I know I can always hurt the guy. But I've also got very good boxing skill as well, which sometimes I probably neglect. Because I like I say, I'm used to being so strong and so powerful, so I tend to try and just go through my opponent, which sometimes, can be the wrong thing to do. And I forget to use my jab and I forget to use my skills, which I've got in abundance. That's probably something that I have to improve on in myself.
We got Ru in the 504 with a question you already answered, but I want to give him a shout out, who says, what's your thoughts on the possible Buatsi fight, which you answered. Next one is from Seven in California. It says, who do you think wins between Better Beeve and Bivol, and how do you see... No. Who do you think wins between Better Beeve and Bivol, and how does that fighter get it done? Blessings.
I think Better Beeve wins. I think Better Beeve wins. I think he's the best in the division. I think his boxing skills is obviously underrated. I mean, he was a world amateur champion. His power and strength is obviously tremendous, and I believe he's the best in the division. And I believe he beats Bivol. I think he probably stops him as well. That's how I see that fight going.
All right.
Can we expect you to fight back in America in 2020?
I hope so. I believe so, and I hope so. I like coming out to America. I mean, obviously, I got off to a good start last year in New York, in Verona. I had a good win against Sean Monahan.
Yeah, you beat Monahan up.
Yeah, I enjoyed that, and I hope to get back out there. Yeah, I like it out there. I hope to get back out there.
What do you make of the resurgence of John Pascal? It seems like he done had like a big resurgence, getting a big win over Badu Jack, and then getting a big win over Marcus Brown. Do you think maybe possibly that's a fight that you would like to have?
Yeah, of course. I mean, he looked like his career was over, and he was done. But then he's just like you say, he's had a big resurgence, and he's back, and he's WBA regular world champion. Say 2 good wins there, and he's looking good again. So yeah, that's another fight I would like, because again, he's got a title, and it'd be a chance to win a title. I mean, that's another one.
All right, we got Big Nick in the UK that says there's only one Callum, the one Johnson. What route will you be taking to another world title fight, and who do you see as the number 1 heavyweight in the world?
My opinion on the number 1 heavyweight, Tyson Fury. I think Tyson Fury is the number 1 heavyweight in the world. I believe he beat Deontay Wilder in the first fight. He just didn't get the decision, but hopefully, I believe he'll win the second fight, the rematch, and cement himself as the number 1. But yeah, Tyson Fury for me. And what was the first question, sorry?
That's very surprising, and the only reason I say that, you and Deontay, in my opinion, got more in common than
Mike. Callum, you there? Mike, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
What happened? You
I have
froze
no
up.
idea.
Callum, you there?
Yeah, I don't know what happened. It's just like everything just stopped for a second. But yeah, man, I just thought that maybe Callum would have more in common with Deontay. You know what I'm saying? Saying that they have both had that kind of power. He back,
Callum,
Mr.
you
Johnson.
there?
I'm here. Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
My apologies, man. I was saying I thought you and Deontay would have more in common just because you guys both have big power.
Yeah, I mean, I like you say, yeah, I suppose I've got a little bit in common with Deontay in that way, but you know, I just think Tyson's the best. I mean, like you say, I've had that opinion for a while, and you know, I love the way Tyson fights. You know, for such a big man, the way he moves. Is quite freakish, really, for a 6'9" man to be able to move like that. But as I say, you know, people have not really seen that side of me, but I can box and move myself as well quite well. It's something that I'm planning on showing this year.
The last one is from New Mexico, Rel, who asks, will you fight David Benavidez at 168?
If I got the opportunity to fight him, yeah, 100%, yeah.
And just going back to Fury real quick, were you surprised when him and Ben Davison cut ties with each other?
It's not something that I really think about because I got asked this question before on another interview, and they asked me what was my opinion on it, and my answer was, at the end of the day, it's not me and it's not my career, so I can't really have an opinion on it. You know, Tyson does what he does for himself, what's best for himself. And, you know, obviously he feels like he's doing the right moves for himself. Was I surprised? I don't really think about it, if I'm honest with you. Do I have an opinion on it? No, I don't have an opinion on it.
Well, Callum, that's all our questions, man. Do want to thank you, obviously, for coming on the program, taking out the time to talk a little bit of boxing with us. We would like to get you back on as soon as you have anything announced, whether it's the European title or a big fight here in America. But we do appreciate your time, obviously, and we look to get you back on soon. All right, brother. Thank you. All right, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Callum Johnson, man. Skype. I think I need a new Skype computer. It just keeps restarting. That's what it is. That Skype keeps. And I checked. It's on the latest Skype. Like there's no update, but it continuously restarts. Just the Skype, not the computer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, today has been doing that anyway, but whatever. At least we got through that. Whoa. All right. So I guess we got any callers? If not, we'll probably be done. But what did you think, man? Did you hear the right things? I know you were big on him.
Yeah, man, I like Callum, you know what I'm saying? He's very, very tough, gritty kind of fighter. Like me, he's my kind of fighter, you know what I'm saying? Come forward, shows a lot of heart in that ring. And I like what I heard to a certain extent. I was surprised when he said that he's can be able to go down to 168. I would like to see him in there with Kovalev. I think that'd be a good name for his resume. I would like to see him in there against Bivol. I think that's a little bit tougher fight than people give Bivol credit. I've been high on Bivol for a while, too. The fight with him and Whyte is something that intrigues me. A fight with him and Yard intrigues me, and possibly a rematch would better be if he's able to get himself back to that stage. That fight could intrigue me too if he can go in there and shore up some things. And we see him have the power to hurt better be more so than Vazdik did. So he's still he has a chance.
L Ball said I don't got Windows. He said use the Windows. Don't use the Windows app. I'm on Mac, so I don't know. But yeah, man, looks like we got no callers because of the interview, and I think there's a delay because even the chat is like behind. I think.
Yeah, Chet, they seem like they're a little bit behind too.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I guess kind of follow me on IG at Gross1911 or on Twitter at Gross2312. Follow me on YouTube at Mike on Sports, and big ups to Callum for coming, and Andy Ruiz. You know what I'm saying? I'm hopefully everything gets back. You know what I'm saying? And you get back motivated and get back in the gym and see if that rumor between you and Teddy Atlas works out, because I think that's a good trainer for you. He's the kind of trainer you need, a motivator, somebody who's going to be on your ass 24/7. So I think Teddy Atlas and Andy could do some good work together.
Is he really though? Atlas is pretty busy. That's the reason him and Povetkin split. He had Povetkin undefeated, and then Povetkin wanted to train in Russia. And Eddie's like, yo, I got a commitment to ESPN. They've been there before that, and they split. And I know Andy ain't in Russia, but, he puts ESPN first. Now, he's been doing less and less work on ESPN, so maybe his schedule has freed up a little bit more.
I was going to say that because the only thing that I really see Teddy doing is that podcast, the Fight Game with Teddy Atlas or something like that. So, I mean, if they're talking, then I got to think that Teddy has the time. He's not going to just try to get Andy and not have the adequate time for him, because that could be a challenge for Eddie. I mean, for Teddy, you know what I'm saying? Try to get Andy back to that world championship level, you know what I'm saying? Might be a nice little feather in his cap. He's training guys like Mike Tyson, and I know Mike Tyson and Andy.
He need to go to Bomat. He need to go to somebody who proven rebuilding.
Yeah, that's true too.
Go to someone who's proven rebuilding. Who just rebuilt a bunch of dudes? We talked about that. Robert, Bomat. That's all I could think of top of the head, man. I'm out. Next GTO, Instagram, Twitter.